Is there anything more agonizing in professional sports than watching the confetti fall for the other team while you're standing in the dugout, knowing you were one swing, one pitch, one out away from immortality? That is the question haunting every single fan in the Six right now. We are still feeling the aftershocks of that heartbreaking Game 7 loss to the Los Angeles Dodgers. The image of the Dodgers celebrating on our turf, or at least at our expense, is burned into the collective retina of this fan base. It's a pain that doesn't just fade away with the winter snow, it festers, it demands a response. And let's be honest, the front office knows it. They know that almost doesn't hang banners. They know that runner-up is just the first loser in the history books. So, what have they done? They've gone to war this offseason. They dropped a massive $210 million bag on Dylan Cease to anchor the rotation for the next 7 years. They brought in international power with Kazuma Okamoto. They added arms like Tyler Rogers and Cody Ponce. But is it enough? That is the terrifying question keeping us up at night. Because for every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. We didn't just add, we bled. Watching Bo Bichette pack his bags for Queens to join the Mets on that $126 million deal felt like losing a limb. Seeing Chris Bassett head to a division rival in Baltimore? That's a dagger. Losing Seranthony Dominguez and Isaiah Kiner-Falefa stripped away depth that we desperately needed in those late October innings. The roster has been shaken, stirred, and completely reconfigured. We are looking at a Blue Jays team that is fundamentally different from the one that walked off the field in defeat last November. But here is the kicker, folks. The job isn't done. You can sign all the starters you want. You can bring in Japanese sluggers. But if you can't shut down a lefty-heavy lineup in the 8th inning of a playoff game, you are doomed to repeat history. The glaring hole in this roster is staring us right in the face. It's the bullpen. Specifically, the left side of the bullpen. Right now, we are looking at Brendan Little and Eric Lauer as the primary southpaw options. With all due respect to those professionals, is that a World Series winning configuration? Is that what you want to see when Juan Soto or Shohei Ohtani steps into the box in a high-leverage situation? I didn't think so. The front office knows this, and the rumors are starting to swirl like a hurricane off the coast. We aren't just looking for a band-aid, we are looking for a silencer. And the latest name linked to Toronto isn't just a random arm. It's a tactical weapon from a division rival that could change the entire complexion of our relief corps. We are talking about a move that signals we are not just trying to compete, we are trying to strangle the opposition in the late innings. Let's dive deep into the mechanics of why this specific rumor is setting the hot stove on fire. We are talking about Garrett Cleavinger. Now, before you scroll past thinking this is just another middle relief arm, you need to understand the context of where he comes from. He's been plying his trade with the Tampa Bay Rays. If there is one thing we know about the Rays, it's that they are a pitching factory. They take guys, tweak their mechanics, optimize their spin rates, and turn them into absolute monsters. Cleavinger is a product of that system. Bleacher Report's Zach Bashar has explicitly named the Blue Jays as a prime suitor for him, and when you look at the chessboard, it makes too much sense to ignore. The Rays are always looking to churn their roster, to sell high and reload. And right now, Cleavinger's stock is at an all-time high. Historically, trading within the division is a dangerous game. It's a high-stakes poker match where you are terrified of handing your rival the very weapon they use to beat you. Remember when we've seen players swap AL East jerseys in the past? It adds a layer of psychological warfare to every matchup. Imagine Cleavinger, who knows the Rays hitters intimately, taking the mound for Toronto against his old team in a crucial September series. That is the kind of narrative juice that fuels championship runs. But beyond the narrative, look at the tactical fit. The modern MLB postseason is defined by bullpen management. You cannot survive without a lockdown lefty who can neutralize the terrifying left-handed power hitters that populate the American League East. The Yankees have them. The Orioles have them. If the Blue Jays want to survive the gauntlet of the AL East, let alone the playoffs, they need an answer. Currently, the reliance on Brendan Little and Eric Lauer feels like walking a tightrope without a net. We've seen in seasons past, think back to the bullpen implosions of the early 2020s, how quickly a promising season can derail because the manager didn't have the right button to push in the 7th inning. Cleavinger represents stability. He represents a proven commodity in the most difficult division in baseball. He isn't a prospect hoping to figure it out. He is a veteran who has been in the trenches. This isn't just about filling a roster spot, it's about fixing a structural flaw in the team's DNA. The Blue Jays have spent years trying to build a complete team, but the bullpen has often been the Achilles heel. By targeting a guy like Cleavinger, the front office is acknowledging that they cannot afford to leave any stone unturned. They are admitting that the current configuration is vulnerable. And in this league, vulnerability is blood in the water for sharks like the Dodgers, Yankees, and Astros. Now let's get into the nitty-gritty, the data that makes the front office analytics nerds salivate. Why is Garrett Cleavinger the guy? It's not just because he throws with his left hand. It's because he has been elite. In 67 games last season, he posted a career-best 2.35 ERA. He struck out 82 batters. Those are video game numbers for a reliever. He's not just getting lucky, he's dominating. He has maintained an ERA of 3.75 or lower for 4 consecutive seasons. In the volatile world of relief pitching, where guys can be an all-star one year and designated for assignment the next, that kind of consistency is worth its weight in gold. He misses bats, he suppresses runs. He gets the job done. And here is the kicker, the detail that makes this trade scenario incredibly realistic. The money. Garrett Cleavinger is set to make just $2.4 million in 2026. In a world where we just handed Dylan Cease $210 million, getting an elite reliever for $2.4 million is absolute highway robbery. It's the kind of value efficiency that allows a team to stay under the luxury tax thresholds while still fielding a super team. But it gets better. He isn't just a rental, he is under team control through the 2027 season. That means if the Blue Jays acquire him, they aren't just renting him for a playoff push. They are locking down a key piece of their bullpen for the next 2 years. This fits perfectly with the win now window, while also respecting the future. It's a move that screams smart management. However, we have to talk about the competition. Ken Rosenthal from The Athletic has reported that the Rays are drawing significant interest. We aren't the only ones who see the value here. The New York Yankees and the Baltimore Orioles are also sniffing around. Can you imagine the disaster if the Yankees land him? Imagine the Yankees bolstering their bullpen with the exact guy we need. It would be a catastrophe. It would be a double blow. We lose out on the solution, and our biggest rival gets stronger. The Blue Jays front office has to be aggressive here. They cannot sit back and wait for the price to drop. If the Orioles get him, they add another weapon to a team that already stole Chris Bassett from us. The AL East is an arms race, literally. If you aren't acquiring firepower, you are falling behind. The impact on the clubhouse would be immediate. It tells the starters, we've got your back. It tells the hitters, just get us a lead and we will hold it. It changes the psychology of the late innings from anxiety to confidence. So, where does this leave us? We are standing at a crossroads. The 2026 season is looming, and the expectations have never been higher. The pain of that Game 7 loss is the fuel, but smart roster construction is the engine. The Blue Jays have done a lot. Signing Cease was a statement. But baseball is a game of weak links. You are only as strong as your worst reliever in a high-leverage spot. Right now, the left side of our bullpen is a question mark. Garrett Cleavinger turns that question mark into an exclamation point. He is affordable, he is controllable, and he is elite. He checks every single box. But this is about more than just stats. It's about the message. Are we going to let the Yankees or Orioles outmaneuver us? Are we going to watch another piece of the puzzle slide to a rival? The fan base is divided right now. Half of you are excited about the new signings, dreaming of what Okamoto can do. The other half is still mourning the loss of Bo Bichette and terrified that we haven't done enough to replace the heart of this team. Acquiring Cleavinger would bridge that gap. It would be a signal that the front office is ruthless, calculating, and desperate to win. It would calm the nerves of a fan base that has seen too many leads evaporate in the 8th inning. We need this. The team needs this. The city needs this. We cannot go into 2026 hoping that unproven arms can hold down the fort against the best hitters in the world. We need a sure thing. We need a stopper. Garrett Cleavinger is that guy. The price will be high in terms of prospect capital. The Rays don't give players away for free, but the cost of doing nothing is higher. The cost of doing nothing is watching another team celebrate on our field. So, I want to hear from you. Is Garrett Cleavinger the missing piece for a World Series run? Would you be willing to trade a top prospect to keep him away from the Yankees? Or do you think the internal options are enough? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Let's get a real debate going. Don't forget to smash that like button if you want the Jays to go all in, and subscribe for more exclusive updates as we march toward opening day. Let's go Blue Jays!